Imagine you and your friend are booking a flight. You're on your laptops, side by side. You select the exact same airline, the same flight number, the same seats, on the same day. You both click purchase at the exact same moment. But you paid $200 more than your friend. This isn't a glitch. It isn't a mistake. And it isn't random. It's a deliberate, calculated strategy. A strategy that is running silently in the background of almost every major transaction you make. Companies know you and your friend are different. And they have found a way to charge you based not on what the product costs, but on what they think you can afford to pay. This strategy is called price discrimination. And once you understand how it works, you will never look at a price tag the same way again. Price discrimination is the practice of selling the exact same product to different people for different prices. It's the reason a student pays less for a movie ticket than a senior citizen. It's the reason a business pays more for a software subscription than a casual user. And it's the reason that airline ticket had your name and your specific price on it. On the surface, it seems unfair. Why should one person pay more than another for the identical item? But in the world of economics, it is considered the single most effective way for a company to maximize its revenue. It is the holy grail of pricing strategy. So how do they do it? How do companies segment their customers into different groups and charge each one the maximum price they are willing to pay? How do they unlock the hidden value that a single, fixed price leaves on the table? That is the secret we are unlocking today. To understand the genius of price discrimination, you have to understand a simple concept that economists call consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is the difference between the maximum price a consumer is willing to pay for something and the price they actually pay. Let's say a company sells a new phone for $1,000. Person A was willing to pay $1,500 for it. Their consumer surplus is $500. That's a great deal for them. Person B was willing to pay exactly $1,000. Their surplus is $0. They bought it, but it was at their absolute limit. Person C was only willing to pay $800. They don't buy the phone at all. For the company, this single price is a problem. They left $500 on the table from Person A. And they got $0 from Person C, who would have gladly bought the phone at a lower price. Price discrimination is the strategy of eliminating this problem. It's the art of capturing that consumer surplus and turning it into company profit. Economists break this strategy down into 3 distinct types, or degrees. The most common and visible form of this strategy is called third-degree price discrimination. This is when a company divides its customers into distinct, observable groups and offers a different price to each group. The key here is that the company can easily identify which group you belong to. Think about movie theaters. They have different prices for adults, children, seniors, and students. It's the same movie, the same seat, the same experience. But the price is different because the theater assumes each group has a different ability, or willingness, to pay. A student has less disposable income than a working adult. A senior citizen is often on a fixed income. By offering a discount, the theater can attract customers who would otherwise not be able to afford the full price. This is why you see discounts for military personnel, or why a museum might have a cheaper price for local residents. These are all easily identifiable groups. Airlines are the absolute masters of this. Their pricing algorithms segment passengers into 2 main groups, business travelers and leisure travelers. Business travelers are price insensitive. They need to be in a specific city on a specific day for a meeting. Their ticket is often paid for by their company. They will pay a premium for a last-minute flight. Leisure travelers are price sensitive. They are flexible. They plan their vacations months in advance and hunt for the best deal. So, the airline creates rules to separate these 2 groups. A ticket booked 21 days in advance is cheaper. Why? Because a business traveler rarely knows their schedule that far out. A flight that requires a Saturday night stay is cheaper. Why? Because a business traveler wants to be home for the weekend. Every rule, every fee, every restriction is designed to figure out which group you belong to and charge you accordingly. But what if a company can't easily divide its customers into groups? That's where second-degree price discrimination comes in. This is pricing based on quantity. The price you pay depends on how much you buy. The most obvious example is buying in bulk at a warehouse club like Costco. The price per roll of paper towels is much lower if you buy a pack of 30 than if you buy a single roll at the corner store. This strategy works because it gets the customer to reveal their own willingness to pay through their actions. A family that uses a lot of paper towels is more likely to buy in bulk to save money. A single person living in a small apartment will only buy one roll at a time, even if the unit price is higher. We see this everywhere. Utility companies use it. The first 500 kilowatt-hours of electricity you use might cost 10 cents each. The next 500 might cost 12 cents. This is designed to encourage conservation. Software companies use it constantly. A basic plan might give you access to core features for $10 a month. A pro plan might add more features for $25. And an enterprise plan offers advanced security and support for hundreds of dollars. It's the same core software. But the company has created different versions, at different price points, to appeal to different types of users. They let the customer self-select into the category that best fits their needs. The core principle is simple: the more you consume, the different the price. This brings us to the final, and most elusive, form of the strategy. First degree, or perfect, price discrimination. This is the ultimate goal. A world where the seller knows the absolute maximum price that every single individual customer is willing to pay, and charges them that exact amount. In this scenario, there is no consumer surplus. The company captures 100% of the value. For most of history, this has been a theoretical concept. The only place you might see it is in a one-on-one negotiation. Think of a car salesman or a vendor at a flea market. They are trying to read you, to ask questions, to haggle, all in an attempt to discover that single, secret number, the most you're willing to part with. But doing this for millions of customers in real time was impossible. Until now. The rise of big data and artificial intelligence is pushing us closer to a world of perfect price discrimination. Online retailers now have access to a staggering amount of information about you. They know what you've bought in the past. They know what you've browsed but didn't buy. They know where you live, what device you're using, and even how you found their website. An AI algorithm can take all of this data and create a unique profile for you, estimating your willingness to pay with terrifying accuracy. Have you ever noticed that the price for a hotel room seems to change every time you check it? Or that you and a friend see a different price for the same product on Amazon? This is dynamic pricing. It's a real-world application of first-degree price discrimination, powered by data. The system might detect you're shopping from a newer, more expensive smartphone, and infer you're willing to pay more. It might see you've returned to the same product page multiple times, signaling high interest, and decide not to show you a discount code. Every click, every search, every moment you hesitate on a page is a data point, feeding a machine whose only goal is to find the perfect price for you. And that is the secret. That is the core insight of price discrimination. The goal of a sophisticated pricing strategy is not to find one single, perfect price for a product. The goal is to find a unique, perfect price for every single customer. The traditional one-price-fits-all model is a blunt instrument. It leaves money on the table from high-value customers and completely misses out on low-value customers. Price discrimination is a surgeon's scalpel. It's a system designed to extract the maximum possible revenue from every transaction by treating every customer differently. Third-degree discrimination does this by putting you into broad groups. Student, adult, senior. Second degree does it by letting you choose your own group based on how much you buy. Small, medium, large. And first degree, the future of pricing, does it by creating a market of one. It looks at your personal data and creates a price just for you. The strategy isn't just about changing the price tag. It's about fundamentally changing the relationship between buyer and seller. It shifts the focus from the cost of the product to the perceived value in the mind of the consumer. The company isn't asking, "What is this worth?" They are asking, "What is this worth to you?" The profound lesson here is that in the digital economy, the price of a product is no longer a static number. It is a dynamic, fluid variable. The strategies pioneered by airlines, segmenting customers and charging them differently based on their behavior, are now being adopted by almost every industry. The data you generate every day online is the raw material that fuels these complex pricing engines. This represents a fundamental shift. We are moving away from a transparent, one-to-many marketplace and toward an opaque, one-to-one marketplace, where you may never know if you're getting the best price, or simply the price the algorithm decided you were willing to pay. Understanding the mechanics of price discrimination is no longer just a topic for economists. It's a critical tool for understanding the modern world. If you learn something new, hit the like button and subscribe for more strategy breakdowns. And let us know in the comments, what company's strategy should we unlock next?